So Zack Snyder, the god of the DC extended movie universe, dropped I wouldn't say a doozy on us, but he did give us some dope stuff here. He gave us the clip from his cut of the Justice League with Superman in the black suit. Now, we all had probably seen a clip of this, not in its entirety, of him going to speak with Alfred. He heard a boom whilst in the Batcave, and then Superman came, "Hey, you must be Alfred." And Alfred looked completely shook, right? But if this is any indication of how dope the Snyder Cut is going to be, I personally can't wait for it. It's going to be a good movie. He's also gone on to say that none of the footage that was used in Joss Whedon's version will be used in his version, and I'm all for that, especially after lately hearing of how slimy that Joss Whedon can be. But if it's any indication, I can't wait to see it, and we are going to have a good time next year on HBO Max when the Snyder Cut of Justice League premieres. I'm all for it. I don't know if you are, but I am in. Ladies and gentlemen, blurds and nerds, this is Do You Speak Geek, episode 40. Welcome to DYSG episode 40. Man, I done cranked out 40 of these already. It just seems like it's kind of flown by. I mean, I'm about to be 40 myself, but the fact that we are hitting episode 40 already, whoo, man, time has definitely flown by, and I am definitely enjoying what has been going on so far with this podcast. All the people that I have met, the people who have contributed to DYSG, and those who will contribute in the future. Thank you guys so much. All the subscribers. Thank you everyone for listening. If you join us for the first time, welcome. Again, my name is Nix, and this is Do You Speak Geek. The podcast can be heard globally on Spreaker. Spreaker is the home team, and you can also listen to Do You Speak Geek on other major podcasts as well. DoYouSpeakGeek.com. It is the central hub for everything DYSG. More content is coming soon to the website, so keep your browsers refreshed, your cache cleared, and your cookies wiped. Follow us on social media, Facebook at DYSG Media, Twitter at _DoYouSpeakGeek, and Instagram at DoYouSpeakGeek. Last time I checked, the Instagram was at 90 followers. I just need 10 more people to go ahead and hit that follow button, and we can go ahead and give these pop figures away, people. 5 classic first-class X-Men figures, all for you, all for free, just by simply subscribing to that lucky follower who happens to win. The YouTube channel, The Dono and Daddy Show. You should go there. You should check it out. You should subscribe, like, Hulk, smash that bell for all notifications, and leave your comments. We want to know what you people think. Let's jump into the episode, people. As always about this time, let's speak geek.
Suit up.
I wanna be the very best.
Talk nerdy to me.
All right, the big news this week has to be the Xbox Series X Games Showcase. They gave us a nice, I guess, healthy portion of all their first player or their first, I guess, their exclusive titles. They gave us a nice plate of their exclusive titles, and I'm definitely here for it. Let's go ahead and jump right into what they revealed. The big one has to be Halo Infinite gameplay. It kicked off with this thing, gave us a new expanded look at what the game will be like for the beloved FPS series, and it will offer hundreds and hundreds of just dripping ooziness of Master Chief. The footage from the Infinite campaign, which is set in a freely explorable Halo ring that's several times larger than the previous 2 Halo games combined. Master Chief appears to have access to a grapple hook that he uses to explore the landscape, and we see our first look at the Banished, who act as the game's antagonist, which means brutes finally return to the series. This trailer was running at 60 flops per second for the campaign. Infinite is definitely promising to have new mechanics and bigger battles to make the most of the Series X hardcore power. It's due to release during the holiday on 2020, and we can't wait to play this thing around here, y'all. Forza Motorsport has also been revealed. Turn 10 Studios is back with another racing game, this time simply calling it Forza Motorsport. It's currently in development, but it is set to run at 4K and 60 flops with ray tracing tech. That's going to be a big feat to pull off. The first trailer was captured entirely in-engine, and as all Forza games do, it looks incredible. The State of Decay 3 was announced. The trailer begins with a lone woman out in the wilderness, and something is stalking her in the night, but she manages to scare it away. As she explores more of the desolate forest in the daytime, she comes across a wolf corpse being eaten by a zombie deer. It's actually scarier than it sounds. Also, Tell Me Why, the release date has been announced. Dontnod Entertainment, the creators of Life is Strange, announced the game Tell Me Why, which is going to launch on the 27th of August. You play as twins Tyler and Allison, who share a supernatural bond. You'll explore their troubled lives in small town Alaska. This is set over 3 chapters beginning in August, and it will explore social themes including trans experiences. So that's definitely a hot button there. We can't wait to see that game and see what's going to give us. Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide was announced. The Vermintide developer Fat Shark returns with the Warhammer universe, but heads into the grim dark future of the 41st millennia. Wow, that's way out there. It's a 4-player co-op game set on the hive world of Terratum. Players will have to work together to survive the hordes of enemies that assault them in the darkness and the far future when it launches in 2021. Avowed revealed. Obsidian Entertainment's next RPG is a first-person shooter epic set in Eora, the fantasy world that has been the setting for the Pillars of Eternity games. It's called Avowed, and it's already looking like it could potentially be a new Elder Scroll-like experience. I'm pretty sure my wife's gonna like that one. And finally, people, Fable, the long-loved fantasy RPG series, has been confirmed that it is in development, and Microsoft will be giving us this soon on the Xbox Series X. What a time to be alive. Can't wait to see what that's going to look like. Let's go ahead and jump into Source Wall.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Behold the Source Wall.
Can you read, my son?
Well, that depends.
There is nothing wrong with reading a story and looking at the pictures.
Enough said, Stan. Let's go ahead and get these pull lists getting going. Let's get it going. Batman 95. The Joker War begins, people. It was always going to come to this. The Clown Prince of Crime and the Dark Knight Detective go head to head for the last time. The Joker has never wanted to win before. He's never wanted his battle with Batman to end. But now his motivation has shifted. He has decided that one way or another, this will be the final chapter to their story. I read this. Oh man. just get it if you can. Get to your comic book store. Get this one. It's dope. X-Men Fantastic Four, number 4. The exciting finale to this 4-part series. On an island of doom, the X-Men and the Fantastic Four fight to save the future. Lines will be drawn in the sand, and enemies will be made, upending the entire Marvel universe. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Ranger Slayer #1. This one was a dope book, y'all. I enjoyed this one. The Ranger Slayer, aka Kimberly Hart, the pink Mighty Morphin Power Ranger from an alternate universe once ruled by Lord Deccan, returns home and is nothing like she expected. In a world that only knows her as a villain, can Kimberly show her universe that she's become a hero? And is that even the right thing to do? Confronted by a terrifying new version of Rita Repulsa and her home in chaos, Kimberly will make a stunning choice that no Power Ranger fan can miss. Also, this is the perfect jump on point for new readers, and it sets the stage for the upcoming next Power Rangers epic. You don't want to miss this one. And also, my pick from the indies. This is a good book, y'all. You might really enjoy this one. This is called Ezekiel Himes' Zombie Hunter #1. It is from the Eisner-nominated Victor Santos and Alberto Hernandez. Comes a zombie apocalypse thriller packed with action. The living dead triumphed, and now on top now are the fathers. These undead zombies with telepathic powers. I mean, what? You got zombies with powers? And the living form is the base food chain. And there, Ezekiel Himes is looking for vengeance. This was a dope one. I don't know how many ways I can say it, but this was a dope one. Please check this one out. If your comic store does not have it, order it and get that in your pull list. This is a dope book. Please check it out. Source Wall News. DC has announced a new upcoming event to follow Dark Knight's Death Metal. It will follow up with a new series called Endless Winter. This was a house ad in the company's in-house solicitations magazine that DC Connect revealed earlier this week. The ad for the event tells pretty much nothing except for the title and the fact that it implies that there's going to be ice involved. Now, whether this is tied to the events of Dark Knight's Dark Metal, and so another in a line of interconnected stories from writer Scott Snyder and featuring aspects of DC's multiverse isn't quite clear. But there are plenty of cold-themed villains and heroes, whether it's Ice, Captain Cold, Killer Frost, Icicle, Mr. Freeze. I mean, the list goes on. So this might be something that kind of brings those heroes and villains to the forefront and kind of give them their own run and see what we have here. I think it'll be dope. Let's jump into Watch This.
Watch this, y'all.
Thunder! Thunder! Thunder!
Lannister always pays his debts.
Whoa, dude. I am the villain of the story.
All right, folks. Tenet has been delayed indefinitely by Warner Brothers. It was supposed to be the movie that kicked off the film's industry return to theaters, but Warner Brothers has delayed the movie indefinitely, finally. It was originally supposed to be released on July 17th. It was pushed back to July 31st because of the ongoing concerns surrounding the pandemic. Warner Brothers delayed the movie for a second time for August 12th, and it is looking like that is not going to happen either. So we will have to really wait and see what this movie is going to do. Who knows when it'll be released, if at all. It'll be released. There's no way that they're not going to put this movie out. It's incredible the way it looks, and I think that we're going to see it, just not anytime soon. HBO begins casting for the Game of Thrones prequel. Now, the House of Dragon was ordered straight to series by HBO last October, though word on the series has been quiet since then. Much like the rest of the TV industry, this series likely saw its production schedule being halted and reshaped during the pandemic. The House of Dragon is a prequel set in the HBO Game of Thrones series written by George R.R. Martin, Fire and Blood book. Both the book and the HBO series are based in the Game of Thrones series. The Game of Thrones TV show ended last year, and House of Dragon will be its first venture back into Westeros since that controversial finale, and they are now, according to Entertainment Weekly, starting to cast characters. I am really looking forward to this one. Game of Thrones was an incredible show. Not the best ending, but then again, I did watch Smallville. Comcast is bringing back G4 TV in some shape, form, or fashion. The long defunct cable television network is returning in 2021 somehow, according to a teaser that was posted on Twitter Friday afternoon. The 1-minute video doesn't provide any details of what we can expect from the network moving forward. The CG teaser pans in an abandoned warehouse littered with old camera equipment and gaming artifacts. At one point, you see 2 NES controllers appear in frame. Eventually, the camera makes its way to an old CRT television, and there's a Pong is being played. The TV screen then glitches out before a lengthy animation ends with the G4 logo, ending with the tagline, "We never stopped playing." Honestly, unless Olivia Munn is coming back, and I'm okay. But in all seriousness, I do hope G4 TV comes back. It was a lot of fun watching that channel, and I hope we do see it soon. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 got a release date. How about that? Paramount has announced its plans to release Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in theaters on April 8th, 2022. Ben Schwartz, who voiced the character Sonic, confirmed on Twitter that the video game movie sequel will speed onto the big screens in less than 2 years, though no further details about the Sega Sonic-oriented project have been revealed at this time. Jeff Fowler, who helmed the 2020 film, is also expected to return to direct the movie from a script written by Pat Casey and Josh Miller. As long as we put Sonic and maybe even Knuckles in there, I am definitely in theaters to see this one. Also, Legend of Korra is headed to Netflix next month. Ah, yes, it is going to be on. Netflix's acquisition of Avatar: The Last Airbender has gone without a hitch, and it looks like in August we will see The Legend of Korra come to the streaming service. Legend of Korra has 4 seasons that follow our new protagonist that was produced by Nickelodeon, and not only gives us a new number of characters in the world of bending, but also revisiting some of the elder interpretations of the character we came to know in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Netflix is currently producing a live-action series for Avatar: The Last Airbender. The arrival of Legend of Korra will certainly continue to hype up excitement among fans. Yo, can't wait. It's gonna be dope. I can't wait to watch them, just to show my son that, hey, you watch Airbender, now check this out too. I mean, he didn't really watch it too much, but something for me and him to do, and something for you to do out there as well. DC Universe ends its yearly subscriptions. Now, for those of you who are late to the party and you're trying to get a subscription to DC Universe, the only option now is the $7.99 a month rate for the streaming service package only. Now, this move does kind of come as a decline for the service. Not an official announcement, they just kind of did it. Back on the 30th of June, they were offering the option of adding HBO Max to the service plan for an additional $5 a month, basically shaving off the regular price of HBO Max by a substantial amount. It looks like that offer kind of fell through as well too, and that's not being offered either. It also has content shifts. I mean, as we all know, Doom Patrol is already being shown on HBO Max. The Harley Quinn series is headed there next month. And who knows, Titan Season 3 may actually debut on HBO Max instead. It's just a slow decline. I'm looking for any day now for them to say, hey, DC Universe has been canceled. Hopefully not, but I mean, we all saw how that thing started. We saw the lack of content that was on it, the lack of the quality of content that was on it. It was good content. The originals were incredible, but you know, unless you can get everything in-house the way Marvel Disney did it, I mean, why do it? Let's jump into Thumb Life.
Peace, love, and video games!
That sound like Donkey Kong.
That man is playing Galaga.
All right, gaming news. Now, the Bandai Namco event was this past week, and it was disappointing to say the least. The biggest takeaway, which was the biggest disappointment takeaway, that there was no mention of DBZ. No mention of the DLC 2 that's coming out, which has been 5 months now. And it looks like that Bandai Namco is not trying to let us know when it's coming out anytime soon. Big letdown there. That could have at least given us a new Pac-Man game. Moving on, Samurai Jack Battle Through Time has gotten a release date and a new trailer. It will be released on August 21st of this year at a price point of $40. The Adult Swim game exclusively confirmed to IGN. The action platformer was announced back in February, but will be released on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Battle Through Time script was written by TV series lead Derek Bachman. In it, Jack has been trapped in an alternate timeline by Aku in their final confrontation and will team up with familiar allies in order to fight his way home. Battle Through Time features a dozen unique weapons along with the show's beloved blend of drama and humor. Though the game itself is 3D, it retains the same look and style of the 2D animated series that ran from 2001 to 2004, with that final season being around 3 years ago. Samurai Jack is dope. I think the game will be amazing too. If you see the trailer, please check it out. It is amazing. Let us know what you think in the comments. I want to know what you guys think of Samurai Jack. Jack. That's just my little way of singing the theme song. But anyway, now this is a segment we haven't done in a while. Let's speak technical for a moment.
Technically speaking,
your technological advancements
1.21 gigawatts!
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Now, technically speaking, Samsung has confirmed Unpacked 2020 and will be held on August 5th, which is next week. If you've been following tech news over the last few weeks, then you're probably well aware of this event is even coming up already. Samsung is headed up by Tae-moon Roh, the president and head of the company's mobile communications business. He shared in a blog post about steering Samsung through the next normal, as he said. Quote, as this summer's Galaxy Unpacked will be introducing 5 new powerful devices. Now, speculations have been made that these devices will be the Note 20, the Note 20 Ultra, the Z Fold 2, the Z Flip 5G, and the Galaxy Buds. Now that also leaves the Galaxy Tab S7 and S7 Plus and the Galaxy Watch 3 to be announced later, possibly in a simple press release. Hopefully they'll just include everything in this one conference and kind of keep it with the theme of conferences being online amidst the pandemic. Also, the Asus ROG Phone 3 review. It's a gamer phone here. Once again, it proves that it's the king of gaming phones with untouched performance and the widest array of experience-enhancing accessories around. It's a pretty massive device in person thanks to its 6.59-inch display, and it's even taller and just slightly wider than some of the flagship OnePlus 8 Pros and the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. Internally, the ROG 3 has a spec bump in the Qualcomm's latest Snapdragon 865 Plus processor. The new chip runs at a higher clock speed of 3.1 GHz, putting it a step over the 2.84 GHz Snapdragon 865 found in high-end Android phones. The Adreno 650 GPU is also overclocked to deliver 10% more graphical performance. Now, lastly, the CPU sports a 16 GB of LPDDR5 memory that's roughly 600 megahertz faster than the LPDDR4X that was used in some previous smartphones. Also, it comes well equipped with just as many cameras and quality cameras at that as a high-end Android device. The main 64 megapixel camera captures intensely detailed images with left to snap photos and its native resolution. Annoyingly though, as most new phones chose to capture photos with your maximum resolution locks you out of all the other camera options like the ultra wide and macro mode. Either way, this is a dope phone. If you're a gamer and you love gaming on your phone, this is the phone for you to get. Please go out and grab that phone. But I'm gonna go pick up my phone, make some phone calls, probably call around people and ask them what they thought of the Comic-Con at home, because I'm gonna be bringing you a special episode. Yes, once again, DYSG is gonna have a separate episode just for Comic-Con. That is coming right after this. Please stay tuned for it. It's gonna be a dope one. It's coming the next day. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you all for listening. please listen to all the content. Let me know what you think. I want to hear from the fans. Check us out on Spreaker and all your other podcast applications. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Visit doyouspeakgeek.com for all things DYSG. As always, people, live to play to win to live. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?